الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد وفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعن عائشة رضي الله تعالى عنها قالت كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا أمرهم من الأعمال بما يطيقون قالوا إنا لسنا كهيئتك يا رسول الله إن الله قد غفر لك ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر فيغضب حتى يعرف من الغضب في وجهه ثم يقول إن أتقاكم وأعلمكم بالله أنا صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. My respected brothers, friends, elders, viewers, today I would like to mention one hadith which I read in front of you from Sahih al-Bukhari. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah mentions a hadith narrated by al-Mu'mineen, the mother of the believers, Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. She says, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا أمرهم من الأعمال بما يطيقون. Whenever Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam ordered the Muslims to do something, he used to order them deeds which were easy for them to do, meaning according to their strength and capacity, capability. Whenever the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would order someone to do something, he would order them according to their capability, according to their strength. قالوا, over here, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said this, the Aisha al-Mu'mineen says that, and after mentioning this, she says that some Sahaba said, Inna lasna kahayatika ya Rasulullah, that we are not like you, ya Rasulullah. Allah has forgiven your past and future sins. What really happened was that some Sahabas were discussing about the a'mal of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his routine, the deeds, the amal that he used to do. He would fast, he would pray salah. So they thought to themselves that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is sinless. All his past, future sins are forgiven. There is no, he's sinless, he's ma'soom. This is our belief about the prophets. So if the prophet is ma'soom and he's doing so much ibadat, we need to do more ibadat. So one of them said, I will, fast every time. Another one said, I will do salah all night. One said, I will never get married. So the Prophet ﷺ came to the gathering and said, who is the, what's happening? You guys are, and you people are talking about this. You are saying this. They said, Ya Rasulullah, Inna lasna kahayatik, Ya Rasulullah. We are not like you, so we should be doing more. So the Prophet ﷺ at that time, فَيَغْضَبُ حَتَّى يُعْرَفَ الْغَضَبُ فِي وَجْهِهِ ثُمَّ يَقُولُ. That, as Aisha says, Allah's Messenger became angry and it was apparent on his face. He said, I fear Allah Azza wa Jal more and know Allah better than all of you do. That I am the messenger of Allah, I know Allah better than you. So from this hadith we learn that a person, the Shariat has not made anything compulsory upon an individual, a person which is beyond his strength or capability. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Even Allah Ta'ala says that. That a person is not burdened with something which he can't do. We have not been told to do an amal, a deed which is beyond our power, our strength. Allah Ta'ala, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has told us, ordered us to do things which is in our capacity, in our strength. We have the powers to do this. The verse which I recited in front of you was بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا. Allah Ta'ala says that you give preference to the dunya وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. In reality, what is it? The akhirat, the hereafter, is the everlasting and more better. I remember an incident of Bahlul. During the time of Harun Rashid, the king, he had a person, a saint, with who he would frequently joke around. So once Bahlul came to Harun Rashid, and Harun Rashid, joking with him, said, "Oh Bahlul, take this stick of mine and give it to somebody who is more stupid than you." He gave him the stick and said, "Give it to somebody who is more bewakoof than you." So what did Bahlul do? He took the stick and he left the majlis, the gathering, in an ordinary fashion. A period passed. Probably even Harun Rashid had forgot what he said to Bahlul. It reached, Harun Rashid reached a stage that Harun Rashid was very ill. And even the doctors gave up. He had no chance of recovery. So Harun Rashid, he was ill. He had no chance of recovery. Even the doctor said, "We can't do nothing now." So at that time, Bahlul came and attended his gathering. Came to visit him. He came to visit Harun Rashid. And he said, "Harun Rashid, what's happened?" Harun Rashid replied that, "I've got to travel a very long distance. My safar started for a long distance. I'm going very far." So Bahlul said, "Where are you going?" Harun Rashid replied, "My journey, safar to the akhirat has started. I'm going to travel to the akhirat." So Bahlul said, "So when are you going to come back?" Harun Rashid said, "You ajib person, you strange man. Does anybody come back from the akhirat?" So Bahlul again, in an ordinary fashion, he said, "So what have you, who's going with you?" Harun Rashid replied, "Oh Bahlul, in the journey of akhirat, nobody goes with you." So Bahlul said, "Nobody is going with you. What have you prepared?" He didn't say nothing. So what did Bahlul do? Bahlul, he had the stick near him and he said, "Oh Harun Rashid, take this stick." And he said that I could not find anybody more stupid than me compared to than you. You gave me the stick and said to give this stick to a person who is more stupid than me. Well, I couldn't find anybody besides you. You are more stupid than me. Take the stick. Why? Because in the world, whenever you were planning or intending to do a journey, a safar, in advance, weeks before, for small journeys, you would send your guards in advance. You will have so many assistants with you, traveling for that short journey trip of yours. And now you're saying, you're going for a journey which is very far. And you're saying you will never return again. And you have not prepared nothing for it, for this long trip of yours. Harun Rashid put his head down and said, "Oh Bahlul, we used to think that you are a crazy man. Well, really, you are the most wise." Why? Because this journey of the Akhirat, one will go and will not return. Then what? The message was, what have you prepared for this long journey, this long trip of yours? Who are you taking with you? What are you taking with you? What kind of deeds are you taking with you? Once the same Bahlul, he was sitting near a grave and he was playing with the soil. He was probably moving his fingers around, and someone saw him saying, "Oh Bahlul, what are you doing here?" So Bahlul said that, "I am sitting in the company of those who cannot give me any harm, can't cause me any harm. I'm in the graveyard. I'm with those people that can't harm me. I'm near them, they can't harm me. And when I go away from them, far away, they won't backbite about me. I'm in that company." So then this person, the one that asked him that, "What are you doing?" He said, he was talking and said, "Everything, the cost of everything has risen." So Bahlul replied, he said, "That doesn't concern me. If the price of everything has risen, it doesn't concern me. What Allah Ta'ala has ordered me, if we fulfill the rights of Allah, Allah's right is that we order and we obey Allah, we worship Allah according to His orders. This is Allah's right. And the right of Allah, our right upon Allah is that Allah has taken the responsibility to feed us. And if Allah Ta'ala has taken the responsibility to feed us, it doesn't concern me if the cost of everything has risen. Because the right of Allah is we worship Him, and His right, our right upon Allah is that He gives us provision. Allah Ta'ala says in the Holy Quran as well, وَمَا مِن دَابَّةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَّا عَلَى اللَّهِ رِزْقُهَا. That everything, in short, that is on the earth, the animals, the insan, everything, to provide them is the responsibility of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Akbar Ilhabadi, he had a son. When his son was around 7-8 years old, his son saw a ball and he wanted a ball. That ball, the football, and he wanted the football to have a picture of a horse there. So Akbar Ilhabadi, he was looking for that specific kind of ball at that time. He wanted to get for his son, but he couldn't find it, no way. So his son, then what happened? He moved, he went to London, he graduated there, he became a very highly qualified person, probably a big doctor. He got married, he had children, and he returned. So Akbar Ilhabadi, he was probably out shopping and suddenly he saw that ball. So this is probably after many years. Now I'm talking when this boy his son was about 7-8 years old. And what he did was, he invited all these people because his son is coming, and he invited everybody in the party, and he put this ball, he bought this ball and he put it in the box. Probably just in the gift box. So now Akbar Ilhabadi's son is he's become a big man now, and he's a highly qualified professional in the party. Suddenly his father comes and gives him, "Oh son, this is the ball that he wanted." So Akbar Ilhabadi's son, he felt a bit embarrassed that I'm such a big hakim and a very big highly qualified professional, and my father in the party is giving me this ball. He's got the ball has the picture of a horse. He was a bit embarrassed, he felt a bit embarrassed. So people said to him, "Oh, this old man has gone crazy." I think the Akbar Ilhabadi has gone crazy, that his son is a big professional and he's bringing his son this gift, a ball with a horse on it. So at that time Akbar Ilhabadi said that, "Oh my son, I am not crazy. The reason today I wanted to show you, I wanted to teach you a lesson is that in the past you had this interest, oh, I want this ball. The ball has a picture of a horse. Every stage of life, a person's interest changes. A small baby, he may the boys will like cars, girls probably like dolls and other things. When they grow up, they have other stages. We look at our own children. They have their interest, the things that they like, it changes. He says, at one time, one stage, you liked and you wanted that, I wanted that ball with the horse on it. And today you are feeling embarrassed. Oh, my father is bringing me this ball with the horse. So, in the same manner, there will be a stage that don't let this happen, that don't do such things and don't have such interest now, that later you regret, oh no, I used to do this, I had this bad interest, and now I'm feeling embarrassed. When you remember, the lesson we learn from this is, we may have bad practices or bad interests that we have. We may be doing bad sins, bad things, bad deeds. We should not be in a stage later that we think, oh my God, what did we do? We used to have this bad interest. We used to do this and that. And now today, we are embarrassed about this. Or later, we are embarrassed about this. So my today's lesson message was that what are we preparing for the hereafter? The way Harun Rashid learnt a lesson from Bahlul, that you're traveling to the hereafter. What have you prepared? What are you taking with you? What kind of deeds are you taking with you? We should think as well that we do not know when we will die. We can die any time. Well, what have we prepared for the hereafter? For the hereafter. بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to, after what has been said, and give us the tawfiq to prepare for the hereafter. Amin ya Rabbal Alameen.